I think this is a government that's run out of ideas, it's running out of ministers, and now it's running out of money. Cost of living is going up for a lot of people, so it probably sounds like a really good policy. But this policy is not actually going to deliver savings for people who are struggling to find food at the supermarket. This means, a lot of tax break for people who might be able to afford fresh beetroot, blueberries, raspberries, but it's not going to help someone who is struggling to make ends meet getting a slice of pumpkin. Look, Grant Robertson doesn't even believe this policy himself. It is just something that sounds really good at a time before an election where people are struggling with the cost of living. It's not okay to have bad policy. You've actually got to address the original problem, which is we have so much wasteful government spending, we're not producing anything more, and it means the cost of everything is going up for New Zealanders. So we've got to rein back wasteful government spending and get inflation under control, because otherwise a couple of dollars here and there to help people pay for a bit of pumpkin is not going to address the problem when the cost of food keeps going up and up and up because of wasteful government spending. When you look at what's happened in Australia, where they took GST off fruit and vegetable, that it actually caused a lot of compliance cost for small businesses. It doubled compliance time and cost, and it means that a small business is going to have to find another employee. The people who benefit from this are going to be the tax accountants and the lawyers, but it's not actually the people on the street struggling.
I got to say, I completely acknowledge that reality for people who are struggling to get by on the daily, and that it makes sense, right? You hear that we're going to have cheaper fruit and vegetables, but the reality is, as Brooke's just outlined, that in fact the evidence from particularly Australia right next door shows us that things are going to get more complex and potentially more unwieldy and more expensive to facilitate. I got to say, I think that Labor has possibly backed themselves into a corner here.
And we've seen government spending go through the roof, but we're not actually getting any more value for it. At the same time, we've got tax take in 1 month go down $2 billion. So we've got a real problem on our hands. But the issue for me here is we have to address the underlying drivers of why inflation is going up so high. And it's because we do have wasteful government spending. We're spending up large. We've got more debt and borrowing by this government. And we've got to make sure that we cut that back and address the drivers of inflation. A little bit of billions here and there, it's all coming from New Zealanders anyway. We've got to rein back wasteful government spending.